live? Are we live? Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Chris Legaspi. And today we're going to continue the daily drawing for the head drawing challenge. And today I'm going to continue with anatomy studies. This time I'm going to start adding muscles, facial muscles. In the last few videos, I did a couple detailed studies of the skull. This drawing here is from yesterday. And you could watch all the replays on my YouTube channel under the videos tab. So there's also a playlist for this, all these streams for this month. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you want to know more about official head drawing challenge, you can go to drawwithchris.com/head drawing challenge, and I'm going to leave it open for maybe another day or so. Until then, you can still absolutely come draw with us, but you need to enter the challenge soon if you want to qualify for the prizes. I am giving away some prizes for the selected winners who do complete all 31 days. So it's basically all you have to do is draw every day for 31 days in a row, and you have to make a post every day for 31 days in a row. And you can read more about the structured challenges there. And there's also a new resource I've created. I've created a head drawing quick start mini course. So this is a 7-day course that's sent directly to you by email. So all you have to do is go to drawwithchris.com/head drawing challenge, and you could enter your email. You can get instant access. You'll get a new lesson every day for 7 days, so it's pretty cool. And each lesson is about a specific topic on head drawing. So you can go to my website there and sign up for the Quick Start mini course. And I want to give a quick shout out to our Facebook group. So if you do want to qualify for the prizes, you got to post your daily drawing every day, just so you can track your progress and just give some inspiration to your other community members there. So we have Nikita doing a looks like an anatomy study. That's great. And some time poses. Aneka doing day 10 so far. She's doing some anatomy there. It's really good to study the features like that, so thank you, Aneka. Sally, day 10. It looks like a sergeant. Really nice. I'm really inspired by all the master's copies so far. Look at this beautiful line work by Alan Lee. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Alan Lee. 10-minute heads. Beautiful line work there. And Grasa Cruz Lima. Looks like a time. Really nice. Beautiful work on the features there. So thank you all for your posts. Sorry if I don't get to comment on all of them. I do see them all, so thank you. I really appreciate it. So let's get started here. I'm going to close this because this might eat up some bandwidth. Looks like the stream is working. I'm trying to find the where did the chat window go? Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me okay, looks like chat is working. Let me make sure I have the right. Okay. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to draw from this reference here. I also have a Goldfinger sculpt. Goldfinger is this guy. I got this from New Masters, so I'll probably do this for a couple days. But I saw this reference and I really liked it, so I'm going to give it a try here. I also have some more reference. So I'd like to specifically learn about the muscles around the eye and these muscles that go from the eye to your mouth, called the zygomaticus. And I have my app as well. Just to give you an idea, this app only does skull. I should probably do okay, I'm going to I need to just place my drawing here. Yeah, I might do 2 on this page, or I could do 1 big one. Let's see. I spent a couple days drawing the bones around the eye socket, so I feel like I know it a lot better now. I think I still need to So if you just joined us, I'm doing a daily drawing for the head drawing challenge, and I'm doing a week of anatomy studies here. Today I'm going to do some facial muscles, and just want to quickly suggest the skull underneath. So if you're watching for the first time, if you're watching live on replay, comment below. Let me know where you are located. Where are you calling from? What time is it for you? I'd like to do the neck muscles too. So it's so useful to review. It's quite beautiful and complex, but not today. Okay, looks like I feel pretty good about my drawing. Going to start to lay in the eye muscles there. I was really, when I started this anatomy studies, I was really curious about the muscles of the face, obviously, but specifically these muscles around the eyes, how they all fit together. And I have drawn this many times actually throughout throughout my life, but you always have to constantly review. Even the professional anatomists that I know personally, they all review. Guys like Charles Hugh and Professor Art here in Thailand, where I'm located. So I think I will purposely leave out the nose anatomy for now. There's a little curly cue of muscles and tendons right here. Really important to study. You see that on almost every model. I've got to get the name of that thing. I think I will not focus on the mouth muscles in this video anyway. Just give me an idea where they are. I need to know this. Probably tomorrow. One of these videos I will do that. See, already I feel like I've drawn this area. It's called the zygomatic and also the maxilla. So there's facial bones here, your cheekbone and your facial bone is called the maxilla. I've drawn that for like 3 days in a row now, so I know. I'm looking at the reference at this area, and it's very clear in my mind's eye why the attachments. I'm looking at the attachments and oh, okay, why does it attach like that? What's happening underneath? So I can already feel that my knowledge base is improved. All these beautiful veins, temporalis muscle. I need to study that too. I think I'll look at that tomorrow. So much to study here, and I'm only going to do anatomy for a week. So this is a little unclear, the zygomatic arch. I'm going to use my phone to pull up the model. So it looks like it's this hole right there. So that notch is right here. Okay, that's right. And then does kind of this thing curve down. Okay, there you go. And then this called the masseter. It's this big old muscle that is your chewing muscle, and then you have these smaller muscles that control. I don't know what they control. Your lips, I guess. Risorius right here. Very cool. So in a lot of ways, this is fun for me. I feel like every time I do this, I feel like I'm a real student studying at a proper university. I never got to go to a proper art school. I sort of learned through the private academies, atelier model in Los Angeles and places. So I've always had to do anatomy on my own, but it's so much fun I could imagine. If I was in medical school or something like that, I would enjoy this part. Yeah, it feels like I'm unraveling a mystery, sort of. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly, we got a lot to cover. So, someone asked me, one of the students in my head drawing class asked me, how do you start studying anatomy? It's so complex, which it is. I said, do one thing at a time. One thing at a time, because there's no way you can sit down and draw every muscle and bone and vein. That's going to drive you crazy. So take it one thing at a time. So start with the skull. Obviously, it's the foundation of everything. This the foundational structure of the machine. It's the bones of the machine, if you will. And so get to know that. Obviously, the head, the skull, and you can break that down. You can break it down into facial bones, cranial bones, the jawbone. So it's kind of what I did the first few days. I just really spent a lot of time getting to know the skull in detail. And then once you get to the muscles, take them one step at a time. Like now, I'm just going to do what's around the eye today's. I'm going to go as far as I can with the time I have, and that's it. It's going to be my daily anatomy lesson for myself. That's it. That's all I can do is give myself a little bit of knowledge every day. So I hope that helps anyone else who is learning how to draw. I get asked a lot do I really need anatomy? And the short answer is no. No, if for most people. But for those who want to do realism at a high level, absolutely yes. For those who are professional, who want to do professional illustration where you have to invent faces, absolutely. Like in my line of work, I do the movie poster illustration, so I have to know how to invent heads at every angle with absolute realism and likeness. So for me, it's necessary for my job, absolutely. So I'm going to know this and just kind of note these muscles here because I really want to break down the individual muscles. I want to make this more of a study, less of a drawing. I know the drawing part is fun, obviously. But I want to know and each time I do this, I learn a little bit more. Because, in the drawing that I do, the academic style of realism, the American academic style, West Coast illustrative realism, a lot of it is repetition. Repetition. I always say, get your mileage. Mileage is just, it's a term I learned from animators. Do the same drawing over and over and over again. Eventually, you'll get it right. If you draw 10,000 faces, maybe 9,000 of them, 900 of them will not be so good, but maybe you'll get one or two that will, you'll be satisfied with. So repetition is important, and that's all I'm doing here. I'm just kind of repeating. The shapes. So if you're just joined us, either live or on replay, I'm doing a daily drawing for my head drawing challenge, and I'm doing a week of anatomy. Today is starting some facial muscles. And maybe you've already started your drawing and you're watching me. What day are you on? How are you doing? What are you working on right now? Comment below. Where are you at in your daily practice? Or maybe you're new to the challenge and you want to start. Comment below. What do you think you want to do for your daily practice? You want to do time poses. You want to do anatomy like this, you want to do Master's Challenge, study old masters like Sargent and Rembrandt, or you want to maybe you want to do a combination of all the above. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm doing a different topic every 7 days, so this is week 2 for me. All right, I feel pretty good about this. So now, when I study, right, I copy the medical reference. So I believe this reference I'm looking at is from the Anatomy Tools sculpture by Andrew Kars. It's an anatomy company. It's pretty famous in the arts world. So I believe this is what I'm looking at here. And so once I study my reference, my medical drawing, you know, maybe I have a real cadaver in front of me. That would be great. So I get my drawing down, and now I'm like, so now I start to play medical student, because a lot of this stuff, I don't know what the hell it is, what it does. I'm probably just like you. You're like, what the heck? What is that? What does that do? You know, like, what is this group of muscles? Like, what the heck is that? I don't know. So let's find out. So I'm going to go to these muscles around the face. I'm very curious. This is called Bicularis Oculi, Corrugator, and Frontalis. So let's look that up on the Googles. Let's come take a look. I just quickly want to know if I can, maybe I can find another drawing, or I don't know. So I'm just kind of investigating here. And so let's look up Corrugator Muscle. I'm just curious what it is. So I'm going to pop open the browser here for a second. Corrugator Muscle. So let's look at Wikipedia. What does it have to say? Corrugator supercilii, oh my goodness, is a small, narrow, pyramidal muscle close to the eye. It is located at the medial end of the eyebrow, beneath the frontalis, and just above the Bicularis Oculi. So that means it sits above, corrugator sits above, it's triangular shaped. Where is it on my reference? I need to examine my reference real quick. Okay, so according to reference, it's here. So I got the line wrong. So this, you know, got to be very careful. Corrugator. It's below the frontalis, which is this thing. So I'm assuming it's right here. Could be wrong. Beneath the frontalis and just above the Bicularis Oculi muscle. So they do, I'm guessing it sits like that. What does it do? A corrugator draws the eyebrow downward. And medially, medial means this way, inwards, left to right inwards, producing the vertical wrinkles of the forehead? Oh, so it raises your eyebrow. Did you know that? I just learned something new. So it does this, right? When you raise your eyebrow, I probably can't see my drawing. So let's say your eyebrow is here. Isn't that interesting? It raises your eyebrow to get these wrinkles. It also contracts to prevent the sun glare, so it does the opposite. So when you want to contract your eye to protect from the sun, oops, you don't get wrinkles there. You probably get wrinkles in the middle. Producing the vertical wrinkles of the forehead, it is the frowning muscle, and may be regarded as the principal muscle in expression of suffering. That is fantastic. It is also contracts to prevent high sun glare, pulling the eyebrows toward the bridge of the nose. Wow. Pulls the eyebrows inward and down, making a roof over the area of the middle corner of the eye and typical forehead furrows. That is incredible. It's the muscle surgically severed or paralyzed with the botulinum toxin, Botox, as a preventive treatment for migraine or aesthetic reasons. So people who use Botox, they're targeting this muscle. I see it produces wrinkles. Raises your eyebrow up and down towards your nose. Did you know that? That is fascinating. That is cool. Okay, let's look up Frontalis. So we learned about the corrugator. So I'm going to write that down. That's a corrugator. How do you spell corrugator? Make sure I spell C-O-R-U. Isn't that great? This is so fascinating. It's like I feel like a detective story. I'm trying to uncover a mystery here. Okay, frontalis, that's this big block of muscle here. What does this do? Frontalis, from Latin frontal, obviously, is a muscle which covers parts of the forehead of the skull. Some sources consider the frontalis to be a distinct muscle. However, currently classifies it as occipitofrontalis muscle, along with the occipitus muscle. What is that? In humans, the frontalis muscle only serves for facial expressions. Did you know that? Frontalis muscle is supported by the facial nerve and receives blood from the frontalis muscle is thin. Muscle has no bony attachments. That's interesting. No bony attachments. Its medial fibers are continuous with those of the procerus. I don't know what that is. Its immediate fibers blends with the corrugator. So that means they literally touch. So they can almost be one muscle. So corrugator sits above, frontalis sits underneath it. Thus attached to the skin of the eyebrows. It's immediate corrugator and okay, so it actually blends with the oculi or bicularis muscle, which you're going to look up next. Thus attaches to the skin of the eyebrows. So it actually attaches directly to the skin, and its lateral fibers are blended. Laterals, these out here, is blended with lateral fibers blend with the lateral muscle over the zygomatic process. Zygomatic process. This is the zygomatic process, I thought. Zygomatic process of the frontal bone. Oh, the corner of the eyebrow. This is frontal bone is this part. Zygomatic process is what they're saying is the part of the brow bone that touches this. The front of the brow bone meets the side of the brow bone. So yeah, so these, whatever, the frontalis attaches here. Okay, so we're good. Frontalis function serves for facial expressions. In the eyebrows, its primary function is to lift them, thus opposing the orbital portion of the, especially when looking up. It also acts when the view is too distant or dim. So it raises your eyebrows. That's interesting. It's a big muscle. Okay, learned something new. Now let's look up Bicularis Oculi, and we'll see what's going on here. I think I know what this one does. So you see, it's more than it's more than a drawing for me. A Bicularis Oculi, muscle in the face that closes the eyelids. Interesting. It arises from the nasal part of the frontal bone. Nasal part of the frontal bone here. I see. So it's here. From the frontal process of the maxilla. Frontal process of the maxilla, I believe this is here. And borders of a short fibrous band. And the anterior surface and borders in front of the lacrimal groove, I don't know what that is, and the anterior surface. And borders of a short fibrous band, the medial ligament. From this origin, fibers are directly lateral, left to right, forming a broad and thin layer. So this is a very thin muscle, which occupies the eyelids or palpebrae, surrounds the circumference of the orbit, and spreads over the temple. Spreads over the temple. So I wonder if this is part of it too. Spreads over the temple and downward toward the cheek. So it's pretty much all of this. But what is this? Is this all the same muscle? I'm not sure. Its function. The muscle acts to close the eye, and it's the only muscle capable of closing the eye. I didn't know that. Loss or function and reasons also inability to close the eye necessitates the eye drops. Okay. So let's take a look at. I just need to know for sure. So let me look at my reference again. Oh, sorry, I didn't have my Wikipedia open. Let me look at my reference again. I want to know, what is this? I know this on the medical drawing I'm looking at. So this is zygomatic. Levator labi. Levator means raise. Lebo means mouth, I believe, in Latin. So zygomatic is minor. Okay. Zygomatic is major. So I know these muscles are right, but what is this? What is this? Is that all Bicularis Oculi? I need to know. So let's find out. Let me pop over my browser here. I need to know what all this stuff on the side is. Here's the diagram I'm looking at. So, okay, so according to this, looking at Google image here, I don't know what these are actually. Gotta find see if I can find a medical diagram. Let's look up zygomatic. Zygomaticus major. Maybe I can find a clue. Huh. I don't know what this muscle is. Is this the temporal muscle? It's not in any of these medical drawings. Huh. It's not in this one. Maybe it's part of the temporalis? No? Shit. Here's a nice medical illustration. Wow, that's a beautiful drawing. I don't know what this is really. So this is zygomaticus major. What is this? Is it on the gold finger? It's not on the gold finger. Yeah, I don't know. do a lot of digging to find out. But anyway, let's get back to. I think I'm going to end the stream here for today. So I'll just quickly try to. And I do appreciate your comments and questions there. So I'm just so curious now. On my reference, there's something there. I don't know what it is. So I'm assuming that these eyelids, they're just folds of skin. There's no muscle. I should investigate that, but I'll do that off the stream. This is temporalis for sure. Let me just quickly look up temporalis muscle. I might be able to find a clue. Just to make sure that, because the temporalis does touch the or does connect to the orbicularis muscle. Sits right underneath. Huh. This sit nicely underneath. So I believe it's this whole thing. It's a big old muscle. That's the masseter, that's bone. All right, well, I'll have to do some investigation, but let's see what else I can do in my drawing here. So thank you for joining me live today. This is Frontalis. And Bicularis Oculi. Bicularis means round. Zygomatic major. And zygomatic minor. Even that I would have to investigate. See, because these two fit together. Levator labii. These two fit together so well. I need to know. Oops. Oh, big. Oops. Nope. Zygomatic. Zygomaticus minor. Levator labii. I believe it's called labii. Labii. It's pronounced labii. I could be wrong though. So, yeah, I think hope you guys learned something about my anatomy process here. It's a lot of fun for me, actually. I feel like I said, I feel like that part of me that wants to be a medical student. Maybe it's because I'm Filipino. Filipinos get into medicine, I guess. So it kind of satisfies this urge to learn about the body on a deeper level. So I learned two things. One, this corrugator raises your eyebrow, produces the wrinkles. Frontalis, well, I learned three things. Frontalis has no bony attachments. That means it's just attached to your skin, basically. The Bicularis Oculi starts at the nasal bone, the maxilla. It starts here, and it's basically a curved donut. So it looks like this, actually. It's one continuous muscle. So I learned that. It's very thin. Always thought it was two, but it's one. There's no real separation here. This, whatever this is obvious on a lot of models, so I need to know that. I think tomorrow I'll spend time on the facial muscles, either tomorrow or the next day. I still don't know what this is. Could be just a bunch of veins, I don't know. It's very curious. I know this is temporalis. So that's my little mini lesson on the anatomy of the face, specifically around the eye. So this is how I do it. I think it's a good way for artists and art students to start, is take one thing at a time, spend a few days studying the skull. Once you can draw the skull really well and understand its forms and its function, then you can start to stack on the muscles. One at a time. So I started with the eye, and then tomorrow I'll move on to the mouth. And so that's really really all I got for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to pop in for some questions now. Don't need this phone. Let's see who is live today. Okay. Hello, test. Looking forward to day 11. Oh, Professor Art. Professor Art's here. He's one of the people I ask for anatomy advice. Blah blah from Bangkok. Hello. Bom dia todos. Walter says dia a todos. All. Spanish for day all. Med from Tunisia. Oh, hello, Mr. Med, I believe, or Miss Med. I believe you're the only Tunisian. 6 a.m. in Angola. Wow, Walter Francisco's in Angola. I have a problem to place eyes correctly, 3/4 face. How to solve that? Well, it's the number one thing is you have to get center line. Med, you have to get center line. What is center line? Is this guy. Horizontal center. Look for the ear connection. I believe I have a video exactly. I have like a 1-hour video exactly how to do that. So I would look at that. It's in my playlist on my YouTube channel. Short answer is you have to get the eye line correct, and it's very easy to place actually. Elmer says, "Hi Chris, muscular face anatomy is equal in female and man." I think so. I'm not sure. Hello, Muhammad. Muhammad's a mentor of mine. Thank you for joining me, Muhammad. I've been enjoying your videos as well. So that's all for today, guys. Tomorrow's stream, I believe, will be... what time will it be? I believe it'll be in the morning for me. So in about 24 hours, I believe it'll be in the morning. I forget. I'm sorry. I just released the schedule. It's been sent by email. So if you want the schedule updates, you can go to drawwithchris.com and sign up for my free email list. And you could also download the Head Drawing Quick Start mini course, 7-day course with videos, handouts, references, and more. All of that good stuff's available on my website. And I will look forward to see you guys in tomorrow's streams.